Basically, my name is Matt Smith. I live in Laguna Niguel, California. It's a small little town in Southern California in South Orange County. So the one thing that I just love about Jimmy Buffett, just in general, is just the feel-good vibe. If you ever turn on Jimmy Buffett Pandora Radio, it's always just very like uplifting, like just Caribbean reggae vibes. And it's just the best way just to kind of like beat Southern California traffic. I drive a 1983 Volkswagen Westphalia, and so I don't really get to my destination as quick as most people do. But luckily with rocking some Jimmy tunes, I'm able just to kind of cruise and enjoy the ride. Luckily, my girlfriend and I have been together for 2 years. She's not here today. Imaginary girlfriend. She's actually sick, which kind of sucks. But we both turned 30 2 weeks apart. So I'm September 17th. She's October 2nd. And so we decided that we wanted to go do Europe, since I've never really been to Europe, for our 30th birthdays. So we planned a trip. We went to Munich Oktoberfest. She wanted to take me to Paris for a couple days and make out under the Eiffel Tower and do the cliche stuff. We basically wound up in Paris for a couple days. The last day we were there, it was a Saturday night. A couple guys stroll by wearing floral shirts, and for those of you guys that haven't been to Europe before, there's not a lot of floral shirts that are being worn overseas there. So I was like, oh, that's kind of eye-catching, and the guys looked like to be having a good time. They were sitting right next to us, and we started chatting them up. They had flown to Paris to go see Jimmy Buffett, and Annie and I look at each other like, wait, what? Do we miss, like, Jimmy Buffett is playing in Paris and we missed his show tonight? And they're like, it was the best show. And Annie and I were just sitting at dinner just kicking ourselves like, I can't believe we somehow missed that show. Like, how did we not see through either like social media or word of mouth that Jimmy Buffett is going to be playing in Paris when we were there? So luckily, he had one more show. He was going to play Sunday night, and so we rearranged our schedule, and we're like, we're going no matter what. We have to go. We don't have tickets. We're just going to go outside, and maybe hopefully someone will have spare tickets, or whatever. We'll figure it out. We show up to the venue, and just crazy. There's all these people in parrot hats and floral shirts and fake lays, and everyone's just kind of rip-roaring in the street. I'm like, babe, we're just going to go to the first bar we see. We're just going to post up. We're going to have a beer, and hopefully we will meet somebody that maybe will have a spare ticket. So sure enough, walk into the first restaurant, sit down, order some drinks, and I approach the first person that I saw wearing a floral shirt, and I'm like, do you guys speak English? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, this is a full long shot, but do you have any spare tickets for Jimmy Buffett tonight? And they're like, yeah, actually we do. We have two. And we're like, I was just freaking. I'm like, no way. You guys literally have two? Like, yeah. It was the first show I've ever gotten to see Jimmy Buffett. I've always wanted to go and see him live in concert, but I feel like every time he's come to town here, I've always been out of town, or he's playing in San Diego and he's not playing Irvine, or something always happens. There's always something. And I've always heard the most amazing stories about how the tailgate out front is always insane, where people build faux beaches and they have spinning wheels of death where you spin the little wheel and you have to either take a shot or flash your boobies or do something crazy. And I'm like, man, I always have wanted to go do that. It just sounds so much fun, but it's never really worked out. So luckily when we were in Paris, and it was just so ironic that for our 30th birthdays, Jimmy Buffett is in Paris the same time we are, and we were able somehow to like squeak some tickets out of some local patrons. So just so amped. You could like reach out and basically like touch Jimmy if you wanted to fight your way up there. There was only 300 people there, and the show ended up just being amazing. We weren't planning on staying in Paris that night to see Jimmy, so we basically hopped the night train down to Biarritz to go visit some friends, basically the southwest corner of France. And spent a couple days in Biarritz and just enjoying the beach, and the weather was great. It was just like how it is today, just crystal clear, 80 degrees, the water was 70, it was amazing. We were there for 3 days. The last day we were there, we're basically supposed to be taking a train back up to Paris to fly home, and we load up all of our stuff, hop in the car, we buzz down to the train station, and we get down there and we unload all of our stuff, we're running the train. All of a sudden I like realize like, wait, I feel a little lighter than I'm supposed to be. Fully hits me that I left my freaking passport in my buddy's car. So we ended up missing the train, which kept us stuck in Biarritz for one more day. Boo-hoo. I'm like, babe, let's just go grab a cocktail. Let's take a deep breath. Let's go watch the sunset. Everything's gonna be chill. We'll figure it out. Like, it just wasn't meant to be. So we end up like moseying down to this other restaurant. We walk in and there's no one there. So we sit down, we have some rums, we get back on that good island vibe flow, having some fun. The sunset unfolds. It's the most amazing sunset ever, and we're sitting there, and the restaurant kind of fills up, and the table directly behind me, there's a couple guys sitting there, and Annie's sitting across from me. She's staring at the sunset, and she leans over and she's like, I swear that's Jimmy Buffett sitting behind you. And I'm just like, sure, babe. I'm like, just because we saw him in Paris doesn't mean like every guy is gonna be Jimmy Buffett. She's like, no, I swear. So I like turn around, I look at him, and she's like, just ask him if that's Jimmy Buffett. And I'm like, I'm not gonna bug some dude during dinner. It's gonna be some French guy, he's gonna yell at me. And so I kind of like kept an eye on Jimmy Buffett and the guy sitting at the table, just kind of waiting for the check, because I didn't want to like be rude. And at the end of their check, I kind of lean over, I'm like, hey, I'm like, do you guys speak English? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you must get this all the time, but you look just like Jimmy Buffett. And he just looks at me, he's like, well, I hope so, because that's me. And I was like, no way. And we just started rapping out and just started chatting. He was just the most like humble, nicest guy ever, showing me stand-up paddling photos and chatting me up about Biarritz. And he's like, yeah, basically, I always come down to Biarritz for a couple days and try to do some stand-up paddle surfing and get in the water. He's like, I just played a show in Paris, and Annie and I are like, I know, we just went, we just saw you. And he's like, you went to the La Cigale one? And we're like, yeah. He's like, that's crazy. You're from all the way from California, and you guys flew all the way out to see that? And we're like, well, truth be told, we really didn't fly all the way to Paris to see your show, but it just turned out that you were in Paris. We both have always wanted to go to your concert. We both turned 30 at the same time. This is our 30th like birthday extravaganza trip. So we basically spent the money to go see you. It was the best show we ever seen. Annie freaking cried during it. And it's just so crazy to actually like run into you here. And he was just like the humblest, like nicest guy ever, super down to earth. For somebody that's that well known and that talented and that basically famous, he was the most like humblest, nicest, just normal Joe on the street. Like, he was just so cool. And then to top everything off, he just was like, well, where are you guys from? Like, oh, we're from California, like this little town, like Laguna Niguel. It's right by Laguna Beach, Dana Point. He's like, well, I'm playing a couple shows there actually next month. He's like, how about for like a little belated birthday present? You guys want to go? We're like, no way, man. He's like, yeah, for sure. I'll set you guys up. And I'll give you guys some tickets, and I'll connect you with my right-hand man, and we'll sort something out. And basically, now I'm here. And my girlfriend's supposed to be right here, but she's homesick. But she should hopefully be here later. My name's Matt Smith. You guys are watching Margaritaville TV. Fins up.